Welcome back to the DragonCruiser, where we explore the real China, beyond the hype. If you've been watching YouTube lately, you've probably seen those viral China travel vlogs. You know the ones. Bullet trains zipping at 350 kilometers an hour, shimmering skyscrapers, cashless payments everywhere, and streets so safe you could leave your phone on a bench and find it an hour later. It's easy to watch those and think, wow, China's basically living in 2050. And honestly, some of that is true. China's infrastructure game is next level. But today, we're diving into what those vlogs don't show you. The hidden challenges under the surface of these megacities. From flooded streets to shaky sewage systems, let's talk about the China they're not filming. Buckle up and let's cruise into it. So, let's start with what makes China look so futuristic. These bullet trains, mind-blowing. I'm on one right now, going from Shanghai to Hangzhou in under an hour for like $20. China's got over 45,000 kilometers of high-speed rail, more than the rest of the world combined. Then there's the skyline. Shanghai, Shenzhen, Guangzhou, these cities have more skyscrapers than New York and Dubai put together. And safety? I've walked through Beijing at 2 a.m. No problem. Cashless payments? Scan a QR code and you're done. It's no wonder vloggers are obsessed. China's built a sci-fi movie set in real life. But here's the thing. Those vlogs are like Instagram filters. They show the polished side, the tourist bubble. What they don't show is what happens when the rainy season hits, or when you step outside the shiny city centers. Let's talk about the real stuff. If you've been following the news or my channel, you know China's megacities have a serious flooding problem. Just this month, May 2025, Wuhan, a city of 11 million, turned into a water park after heavy rains. Streets became rivers, cars were stranded, and flights got canceled. This isn't new. Back in 2012, Beijing's 7.21 flood killed 79 people when an underpass filled with water. In 2021, Zhengzhou's subway system became a death trap after a freak storm dumped a year's worth of rain in 3 days, killing over 300 people. Why does this keep happening? It's not just bad weather. Since the 1990s, China's cities have exploded in size. Think concrete jungles replacing wetlands and lakes. Wuhan used to have 127 lakes. Now it's down to about 30. That's 70% of its natural water storage gone. Add to that outdated sewage systems, built for light rain, not the crazy storms we're seeing now, thanks to climate change. Most cities, drains are designed for storms that happen once every 3 to 5 years. But today's rains are way more intense. Now, China's trying to fix this with something called the Sponge City program. It's a cool idea. Turn cities into sponges that soak up rainwater with green roofs, wetlands, and permeable roads. Wuhan was a flagship for this, pouring over 13 billion yuan, that's about $2 billion, into 455 projects. Back in 2015, officials bragged it could handle a once-in-200-years storm. Sounds futuristic, right? But here's the catch. It's not working as planned. Wuhan's still flooding, like we saw this month. Why? The sponge system's great for small storms, but it can't handle the big ones. Plus, a lot of the old sewage pipes are still in use, clogged, outdated, and mixing rainwater with waste. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a broken leg. And it's not just Wuhan. 19 out of 30 Sponge City pilots have flooded since the program started. That's not the 2050 vibe vloggers are selling. Now, let's talk about a city that does things a bit differently. Qingdao, a coastal gem in Shandong province. If you haven't heard of it, picture a place with beaches, beer festivals. Yeah, it's home to Qingdao beer and a unique history. Back in the late 1800s to early 1900s, Qingdao was under German control, and they left behind something pretty remarkable, an urban drainage system that's still helping the city today. Here's the deal. When the Germans ran Qingdao, they built a sewage system way ahead of its time. We're talking massive pipes, some as wide as 2 meters, designed to keep rainwater and sewage separate so the city wouldn't choke during storms. This was a big deal in a country where even today, many cities struggle with flooding because of poor planning. Qingdao's old city, where these German systems are, handles heavy rain way better than most modern Chinese cities, like Wuhan or Beijing, where new districts get swamped after a big storm. Don't get me wrong, Qingdao isn't perfect. Its newer areas, built long after the Germans left, can still get waterlogged during crazy storms, like during Typhoon Lakima in 2019. But that old city core? It's a rock star compared to the shiny new districts in other cities that flood every rainy season. It just shows how a little forward-thinking planning a century ago can outshine some of today's quick-build urban projects. Flooding's just one piece of the puzzle. China's urban boom has a darker side vloggers rarely show. Pollution's a big one. 70% of urban rivers are contaminated, partly because those old sewage systems leak untreated waste. Then there's the disparity. While Shanghai's skyline screams wealth, 20% of urban residents live in substandard housing with shaky infrastructure. And let's not forget the environmental cost. Cities like Wuhan lost most of their lakes to make room for skyscrapers, which makes flooding worse. China's built incredible things, no doubt. Those bullet trains and airports are legit. But the rush to build big and fast since the 90s often skipped over quality planning. Sewage systems, drainage, even some new buildings. Corners were cut. It's not all bad, but it's not all shiny either. So what's the real China? It's both mind-blowing progress and messy challenges. The bullet trains, skyscrapers, and safety are real, and I love exploring them as much as the next vlogger. But let's not ignore the flooded streets, the strained infrastructure, or the environmental trade-offs. China's not a sci-fi utopia or a dystopian mess. It's a country racing forward, sometimes faster than its systems can keep up. Thanks for cruising with me, DragonCruisers. If you want to see the real China, warts and all, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Drop a comment. What's one thing you love about China's cities, and one thing you think needs fixing? And if you want more on flooding or other hidden issues, let me know. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and I'll see you on the road.